indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just close that window. I'd like to have a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes from 5:10.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, Mark, too. Any public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on. Roger, monthly update, and then second, beach and parking lot.
Okay. Work we did this month was work on the beach, the roadside ditches. We finished our sweeping up. We worked on the point. We worked on the beach parking lot today. Garbage recycle, shoulder work, cutting low branches, raking, checking dirt section on Elm Lake Road, and we fixed some potholes. And I don't know if you've seen the parking lot down there. I think it came out really good. We won't know until it rains hard.
It really looks nice.
He graded it and put a small pitch on it, and then they raked it. So hopefully it will work. We'll have to wait till we get a bad storm and see, I guess.
Okay, so I can tell the mayor the beach and the parking lot is done?
The point and the parking lot are done. Well,
great. We'll
we
appreciate
may
it.
have to do a little bit more on the parking lot after we get rain and see what we got, but I think it's pretty good. Mowing next month, mowing weed eating as needed, branches along the roads, cleaning ditches, put out bench and flower pots and the rest of our garbage cans, garbage and recyclables. Start getting the roads that we're going to pick for paving. I'm going to have John Scones from Gorman come up, and we're going to measure a couple roads and see, get the price, and then I'll decide what ones we're going to do. Repair damage on ball field. We've done most of that already because we've already mowed it once. There's a couple more spots. And we'll of course work on Elm Lake Road and shoulder work. We're going to pave the cutouts and the water digs that we have going across the road that we cut out for water pipes and stuff that have to be repaired. And open beach. And then the next month is pretty much the same thing, ditching, ready to keep readying roads for paving, mowing and weed eating. The dirt section down Lake Road, work on footers for tower, garbage recyclables, clean ditches, cut hanging branches, fix potholes, work on cross-country bridge. And my chips is the same. They tell me that our pickup's supposed to be in this week, if not this week, early next week, but I've had that some time, so.
So you know about GM.
Yeah. And now he says, is there something going on with computer chips?
Yes.
And so they're having trouble getting them for their vehicles, but it's crazy anyway. And I don't have it on my list, but Wednesday, we're supposed to start the Marion Avenue culvert to repair the damage at that with our soil and water.
So you saw the June 8th delivery of the
Yes. Crystal told me about it, so I went on the computer and I saw it, yep. I'll make sure that everybody's there and we go over it and do what we have to do.
And just the, Memorial Day weekend, cleaning the bathroom, normal schedule, you'll take care of it?
Yeah, he says he's gonna be able to do it, so it'll be normal.
Okay. Great. Any questions for Roger?
Roger, what kind of shape are those flower pots?
Tree looked them all over. He said that, I think, now don't quote me, but he said he told Don I thought there was 35 that was good and a couple that need repair, and then the rest weren't any good. So I think there's maybe 38 or 39. You have to repair a couple minor things on a couple of them. Like the straps are hanging, they have to be screwed back on.
Yeah.
I think
Didn't the chamber took over the flour
Yes.
barrels, And I know LPSA donated $150 to make repairs. So are we making repairs?
The minor repairs we do. He's gonna, like I said, some of the straps are hanging off and we're gonna screw them back to the barrels, and just the minor stuff. If they get too bad, we just have to buy new ones. He's gonna flip them all up and check the bottoms, but as it looks right now, there's like 35 to 38. But sometimes when you go to move them, the bottom comes out of them, so I just have to see what we got.
Thank you. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I just didn't know, are we responsible when they deteriorate?
No, they would replace it. They have enough money to replace a few. And I think she needed 37 or 38. That's how many she's got right now for count. I can't remember what she said.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to the mayor because it's one of those fine lines where it's kind of gifting and we shouldn't. And I believe that the chamber took it over. They should, and they're asking for people to donate money for the flower barrel program, and they should pay someone to take care of that. I'll talk to the mayor when she gets back on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know she said she had some extra money for new barrels if we needed some.
Yeah, so, so anyway, LPSA, because I'm the treasurer of LPSA and we did donate the money. So, any other questions for Roger? You're excused. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too. All right, I'll turn it over to Crystal, Clerk Treasurer Report.
Okay, I hope everybody saw it. I can pull it up if you didn't. Sandy Lavarn Way contacted us regarding an extremely high water and sewer bill she received from the May billing cycle. She normally uses about 4,000 gallons. Her bill showed a usage of 42,000 gallons. She did find, after Randy looked over the house and everything, she found that she had a leaking toilet upstairs. They have no idea how long it was leaking. So it's been fixed, and she was just asking if the board would be willing to forgive that extra usage amount over her normal 4,000 gallons.
Since it's the first time, I'd like to make a motion to forgive that debt. Can I get a second?
No second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, great, thank you.
Reorganization is going pretty great. Tracy and I had a quieter week last week. So we took that opportunity, actually 4 days out of the week, to keep plugging away back in the back room here. We've sorted through 3 rows of, we have 4 different rows back there of boxes and filing cabinets and stuff. And we've gotten to the point where we've pretty much reorganized everything so it's in some sort of order and neatly put on the shelves. There's just one row left to do that too, and then we're going to continue looking through the files to see what needs to be discarded or kept. That's going to take a lot longer though. The tax roll and bills are ready. The notice is going in the paper for Wednesday, and the bills are being sent out today, I think. No, Wednesday too. Wednesday. As you guys should have seen earlier, I actually sent out 2 resolutions. The first one that we'll talk about is the resolutions for budget adjustments for the end of the year. There are quite a few adjustments that we have to do this year. One is, while completing the AUD, we had the OSC informed us that we should have been expending chips out of A5112.2, which is permanent improvements. We've been accounting for that out of A5110.2, which is street maintenance equipment. To correct this, we'll just have to move the budgeted amount from one code to the other and the corresponding expenditures. There were a number of personnel and overtime classifications within the budget for DPW that weren't adequately reflected as budgeted. This is quite common for the DPW, as we can't like fully predict where each person is going to be for that, in an extensive amount of time. We kind of use an average. COVID also created many unforeseen expenditures, including website updates, postponed election, extra requirements for posting and printing and mailing, as well as cleaning and PPE for DPW and the restrooms. The postponed elections also delayed our change in LoSAP. So we ended up having to pay 2 years within one fiscal year. That was about 13,000 over budget, over what we had budgeted. The water department had, as everybody should remember, had a number of unanticipated pump repairs. Employee benefits for insurance, Social Security were slightly underestimated, and the water bond, we had accidentally put in the last year's water bond principal payment, not this year's. All of these deficits are completely covered with the surplus amounts in other account codes, so there's no problem with that. And this resolution is just to move that money around, so everything is evened out. Any questions about that?
No, so we need a motion to move the resolution forward.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion.
A
Get
second.
a second?
Yeah.
Who was the second? I didn't.
Any?
Oh, okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays? None? Resolution passes. I need a motion to approve abstract 24.
I move.
So,
A second.
All in favor? Aye.
aye.
Nays? None. Motion to approve the financial report number 11. Need a motion? I see a hand.
Yeah, sorry.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
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 Nays? No. Anything else, Crystal?
Yeah, just one final thing. The fire department is anticipating a budget surplus, and they have requested in writing, I hope you all saw that in the email as well, to put their surplus amount, which is around, it's going to be approximately $10,000, and move that into their reserve fund for the truck. And I did write up just a resolution so that we could just take care of that tonight and not have to worry about pushing it off for 3 weeks.
Did everyone get a chance to read the resolution?
Yes.
So I'll make a motion to pass the resolution designating fire department 2021 budget surplus to truck reserve fund.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nays? I hear none. Resolution passes.
And that is it for me.
Okay, so that was part of new business, but that's okay. COVID-19 update. All I know is they're offering a lot of clinics. I think they're running out of people to poke, and that's the good news. The FEMA emergency Halloween storm update is basically that Roger completed most of the work, just about all the work on the point and the Village Beach. So that will probably come off, but I'll let the mayor decide that. The FEMA COVID updates, I have none. Verizon small cell towers are still due in July, excuse me. Fire tower, I spoke to a gentleman, I guess, who's going to be doing the forum and a kiosk. He's going to see the mayor tomorrow and go over that. Apparently the price of lumber has skyrocketed, as everyone knows. He's suggesting not to do the kiosk, but use the money to build the forum for the base to the fire tower. Streets, I don't have any yet. National Grid right-of-way, that was for the snowmobile trail. That's been turned over to basically Paul Allen, who's president of DRAG. Since the DRAG and the town of Lake Pleasant work together, Paul Allen knows the people from National Grids. He's worked with them before, so they're going to address that issue, and we would provide updates in the future if we hear anything back from Mr. Allen. Septic systems erosions. I met with Bob Fox last weekend, spent a couple hours with him going over his comments, and I plan on working on them this week and hopefully get them out to the board members later on this week. The resolution for authorizing disposition of vehicles was passed. I'm going to start work with Ed and Roger and start taking pictures of the vehicles. And we had someone come over last Monday to look at the big international truck to give us what he thought it was worth. I don't have that, but I'll get that for the mayor when she returns. New business, Speculator wastewater treatment plant improvements, bid summary and award. I will turn that over to Lamont Engineering, and I guess it's Brendan. Can you summarize the letter that you wrote to the mayor?
Yeah, so we received bids for contract 2 for the wastewater plant.
Can you turn up your you're hard to hear.
We'll try that.
That's better.
Better? We received the bids for contract 2 for the wastewater treatment plant upgrades project on Friday. We got 4 bids total. The low bid was $620,000 for the base bid. The second bid was only 2 per year, within reason of each other. And based on that bid number, and even with the alternate number, which I don't know if everybody knows, that the alternate that we included in the bid was to build an addition on the backside of the wastewater plant to house the new equipment rather than trying to cram it into the existing treatment plant area down in the downstairs. So, and the adult price on the low bidder was $115,000. So, going with the base bid plus the adult, we are looking at a total bid of $735,000, which is under the budget. With that, it still leaves us with 10% contingency to go through construction, which is usually the number we'd like to have. So we're in really good shape. The low bidder was Stephen Miller. They're a good contractor. We've worked with them many times. They've worked for the village before. They did the addition on the highway garage a few years ago. So we're happy, and I think Ed's happy too.
Can I ask a question about where exactly would the addition be? Is it within the fence that already exists?
Yeah, so the scope of the project is some repairs to the headworks, which is in the treatment building. You know, the treatment building is the building between the 2 clarifiers. So there's work inside there, and then the addition would be off the north side, actually the west side of that, going towards the river, but still between the fence. So if you came into the plant and you walked into the door, and you walk through the treatment plant to the backside, that's where the addition would be. That would then house the new blower and the new sludge pump, which would feed the new digester tank, which is going to be out in that grass area between the treatment building and the fence.
You only see it from the river, Jim.
So as you walk in, it would be on your left-hand side then? That would be west?
Yep.
Okay.
What's the size? Sorry.
What's that?
What's the size of the addition?
The addition's not big. It's like 12 by 30. It's just going to be a lean-to structure off the back wall of the treatment building.
And Ed is working with them, and it may be smaller based on the amount of blowers that they put in there. So this is just, it's out there just in case they need it, and that's why it was bid that way.
Yeah.
Would there be noise issues exiting that area?
No, nothing more than what's already at the plant.
The hum that's already there, it wouldn't be worse than that.
No, it'd be the same. It's going to be pretty much the same blower as is going into this edition.
Thank you.
So I'd like to make a motion that the village award contract 2 to Stephen Miller General Contractors in the amount of $735,000 for base bid plus alternative number 1. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Nays? Hearing none, you can move forward. Do you need a letter from us to you?
No,
Okay.
you guys made your motion. That's all we need.
Okay, so you can start getting in stuff from Stephen Miller. It'd be great.
Yep, we'll get them to start getting the contract paperwork for you guys to sign, approve for next meeting.
Thank you very much, Brendan.
Yep, thanks, Mark.
And let's go here. Also, I drafted a resolution over the weekend. Ed spent basically the entire weekend at the water pump station. He'd lost both pumps, and he was worried that we'd run out of water. I'll just read to you what he had sent to the mayor, because she had some questions this morning. Previous work that was done was not the cause of the issue, and that was the pumps. The problem occurred over the weekend, seemed to have been resolved. We're not sure what it was, but Ed just continued to work and figured it out. At this time, the monies will be utilized on well pump number 2, and it has minimal work done to it. We will keep pump number 1 as it is. We already have spent a significant amount of money to replacing parts and upgrading pump number 2 to today's standards. It's not worth continuing to fix an antiquated system that's difficult to find people to work on and has costly parts due to their age. It is more costly to upgrade everything, but in the long run, we'll have spent more continuing to fix the problem than will continue to exist. Everything has a breaking point with maintenance, and we're at that point. Ed was, again, spending the entire weekend there. I told him how much we appreciated that. So there is money that's going to be rolled over, but we want to make sure we have enough funds to put one pump and put a new controller, VFDs, and valves in, that we have 100% reliability, and then the second is a backup pump, and then we'll work on that the year after this. But I'm offering a resolution for the emergency spending of water system reserve funds, just in case we need additional funds taken out of the reserves. But based on what Crystal said, she believes there's going to be enough money to take care of it. But we just want to move forward because it's an emergency. Ed will use a contractor already, who has a contract with the village, and he can move forward almost immediately. So I'd like to make a motion to pass the resolution for emergency spending of the water system reserve funds if necessary, and if you read it, it would not exceed $25,000. So can I have a second?
A second.
Jim, you have a question? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Resolution passed. Board of Roundtable. I had something come up this afternoon. Lake Champlain, Lake George Regional Planning Board, the permit application for the village for the fire tower project has been completed and placed in the mail on Friday to the APA. They just wanted to make sure if we needed anything, and we don't, and sooner or later we'll get there and be able to construct this fire tower. I believe, Crystal, people have been donating money for steps. Do you have a figure on that?
Last time I totaled it up, I believe it was like $9,600.
Right.
And I know we've gotten a couple of more since then, so.
So hopefully, by selling the, step signs, no additional money will come out of the, village. And we'll just keep our fingers crossed. Sorry. Shut up. All right, anything else for the board roundtable? All right, we go to public comment. Do we have any, comment from the public? Hearing none?
Yes, I have a question for you, Mark. This is Mark Jacob.
Yeah, hi, Mark.
So how are you?
Good.
Good. What is the latest update on the snowmobile sidewalk lawsuit dating back to 2003 that I had raised last week? Do we have resolution on that?
Well, there's resolution that the lawsuit was finally dropped. And, you get, because it happened so long ago, you get so many stories, but we had Katie Smith look at it and she said, it looks like they just dropped the whole lawsuit. And that was based on agreements between the village, the town, and DRAG. And then DRAG went and put in, made a lot of trails working with the town and the village. Technically right now there is no issue, but I know the person that issued that said he would issue another one if the access wasn't granted to all the businesses in town. Because in his mind, he still believes it's something that has to be done based on the lawsuit. And that's really all I know. And so we kind of just stepped back, let DRAG handle it and the town of Lake Pleasant. I don't know if they'll have success getting the right-of-way, but apparently they've worked with National Grid on different right-of-ways all over, and they're the people really to do it, not the village.
Okay. And so has the village been invoiced?
Well, we pay a monthly stipend to the lawyer. Yeah, that covers most of that.
Okay. Because if you remember on February 8, we passed a resolution to appropriate $1,200.
Yes.
Right.
Crystal, we didn't make any additional payments for that, did we?
Let me just check the one that we have for her this week.
No, this would have been people.
Well, between February.
No, we haven't had any additional charges for that. The one, we had additional charges for something else.
Okay. All right, so she worked off our monthly stipend and she looked at every. I know she called a couple of because this was in Fulton County, and that's where the lawsuit proceeded. She contacted them for any additional documents, but I don't think there was any. So as far as I know, and again, this is it's just hearsay from people because I can't find the final letter that says everything is withdrawn. No one can. But she says based on what she read, it was withdrawn. Is that good?
Thank you. Yep,
Okay.
Thank you for the update. Appreciate it.
Yeah, if we hear anything else, we'll let you know.
Thank you.
Sure. All right. I think that's it. 29 minutes, pretty good. Don't record that.
Too late.
Is there anything else?
Does that include the happy anniversary or not?
Yes, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
I'm
That's
in trouble
recorded.
already. I might as well continue.
All right, thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
The recording has stopped.
Jim's anniversaries